Welcome back. You're with Power Lunch. You're on NDTV Profit. We're going to take note of the details of InfoEdge and its quarterly performance, but we'll come to that in a moment. InfoEdge India, the stock really spiking, 1.5% higher in trade right now. That's InfoEdge for you. The profit numbers profit after tax has come in at 43.5 crore rupees in the first quarter. The EBITDA margin at 24.2%. So there's a remarkable improvement coming through on the EBITDA margin. And if you take a look at the sales, they've come in a shade higher at 197 crore rupees. The year-on-year comparative number is coming up right now, 174 crore rupees. So it's 197 crore rupees in sales for InfoEdge in the first quarter, and the profit after tax moving up as well. But perhaps the biggest positive surprise coming through on the EBITDA margin front. The stock, as I mentioned, is up very smartly immediately post earnings, now up 2.62% at 887 rupees. We're due to talk to the management at 2 o'clock, so watch out for that conversation. But changing gears, we're very pleased to welcome on a day when the CEOs of telecom companies are meeting the new telecom minister Manoj Sinha to discuss the issue of call drops raised by the TRAI and other issues which actually include net neutrality and spectrum usage charges. We're very pleased to welcome Sudhir Gupta, Secretary at TRAI. Mr. Gupta, thanks very much for joining us on NDTV Profit today. I think that, the big focus is on the next spectrum auction and the supply position as far as 1800 megahertz is concerned, but not just the supply, potential demand as well for 1800 megahertz. Can you take us through your own assessment?
Yeah, I think we had recommended to the government that the 1800 megahertz should be harmonized, and I'm very happy that the government had taken required steps. And this time, a large amount of 1800 megahertz will be available, and that too in a contiguous manner. So that's a very good thing as far as this auction is concerned.
Do you think that, this auction, in a sense, becomes, the most important, perhaps certainly the biggest, because of the number of bands coming up for auction?
Yeah, because if you see in this auction, this is for the first time that we are having all the bands, right? Starting from and two new bands actually, 700 and 2300, which are not there in the last 4 auctions. So now we have bands starting from 700, 800, 900, 1800, 21, 23, and 2500.
Right. Telenor said quite clearly that they're not going to be participating in this auction. Vodafone also, a bit ambivalent. Is lower participation a risk this time?
No, I don't think if one operator says that he does not want to participate, maybe he has got certain other business plan or something else. But I doubt if you see, even in the last auctions, the concerned operator had not participated. So I doubt if that will make a big difference as far as the auctions are concerned.
But, sir, reserve prices being too high, that's a concern area. As things stand, is there any possibility of a relook at the reserve prices?
No, the reserve price, we have recommended the reserve price. The government has accepted the reserve price. So now, as far as this auction is concerned, reserve price will remain whatever have been accepted. And let's see how it happens, how it goes.
Okay, I'm going to change gears now away from the auction on to service quality. And, well, that's another prickly area, isn't it? We understand that a TRAI has an app which allows customers to check internet speed on mobile phones. Can you just explain that to us? I'm sure our viewers will be quite interested in understanding how you can map, internet speeds.
In fact, we have launched an app earlier which was called My Speed app, and where the data speed which the subscribers are getting are captured by a TRAI server and then put it on a portal. Now we are not launching an app, but we are launching a portal which is called Quality of Service Portal. So in the portal, any subscriber can go and see at a specific location the service quality given by a particular operator. It can see whether, like today I'm sitting in Andheri East. If I want to know how my operator service is in Andheri East, I can go to the website, to the portal, and click on Andheri East, click on my location and see what kind of call drops are there or what kind of other parameters my operator is providing.
You know, from the telecom company side, we see this step towards greater transparency. They seem to be reaching out to customers to show them how they're spending, investing. What do you make of it?
Yeah, of course. And I believe all this is a fallout of our regulation which we have come out on call drop. Though the regulation was struck down by the Honorable Supreme Court, but we have more or less achieved our aim in a large way, that it has created awareness in the consumers, it has created awareness in the service providers. They have started putting capex and opex in putting more infrastructure and better operation, in optimizing their network. So this has resulted in all these things, which was the main purpose of coming out with that regulation.
Well, talking about, service quality, the dynamic with customers, data, the tariffs seem to be heading south a little bit. Do you think that trend will likely continue, as in all the telecom operators will be forced to cut tariffs on the data side?
The tariff cuts are sort of once the data consumption increases, the tariff cuts will be there. Like I was just telling someone that suppose today you are consuming 500 MB of data, and naturally with more applications coming in and more usage of video and other apps, tomorrow you will be using 5 GB. Now, if you are paying X today, naturally you will not pay 10X on next day or when you consume 5 GB. So naturally the data tariff have to come down. Otherwise, people will not be able to afford. So this is going to be there in future. The tariffs will come down, the data speed will go up, the consumptions will go up.
Okay, so I just want to stick with that theme for a moment. TRAI, it gets complaints from customers when it comes to poor, call quality, the voice quality, on-call drops as well. So is there an equivalent push happening on the data side as well, focusing on the data quality?
Yeah, we are receiving all kinds of complaints, and in fact now the complaints are more on the internet or data or broadband, and that's why we are also coming out very soon with a consultation paper on how do we resolve the consumer grievance. Should we go an ombudsman way, or should we have some other kind of an mechanism in place? Because telecom is a very peculiar sector in that sense that it has got probably the highest number of consumers, more than 1 billion. And the kind of complaints which are there, the grievances which are there, of a very low denomination. So even if there is a consumer court or other things, the consumer can't go to a consumer court for a grievance of say 20 or 30 rupees. So that also we are mulling over, and we'll be coming out with a paper very soon.
So talking about your views on various subjects, net neutrality, sir, August, the timelines on the paper there, can you bring us up to speed?
No, net neutrality, we had come out with a pre-consultation paper. The last date is over. Now we will be coming out with the consultation, and then we'll have our normal open house discussions and finally the recommendations.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, sir. Thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit today. Good talking to you on a day when actually the telecom companies met with the new telecom minister, to present their point of view on many of the issues that we've discussed with the TRAI today, including, service quality norms, call drops, data quality norms. Good talking to you, sir. After the break, Amit Tandon, Managing Director of I